Hey, Tiffany, are you there? I was just wondering how things have been for you lately. Oh, Mom, what a surprise. I feel like you almost never just reach out like this, but I'm doing okay, thanks for asking. Things are pretty normal, I guess. What do you mean? I check in on you all the time, Tiffany. In fact, you're the one who never sends me any messages. I always have to send them first. Oh yeah? Well, I guess now that you say that, it's true. But anyways, do you know how many years it's been since I've moved from home? Because I think you should know that I'm a responsible adult and I don't need this. Well, if you don't want your mom checking in on you, then you should check in on her. I know that we live far away and I wouldn't ask you to come all the way here to visit, but I still would like to know how you're doing. Ugh, Mom, what am I going to do with you? Oh, come on, Tiffany. If you're such a big girl, you should be able to have a conversation with your mother. But anyways, about the children, Timmy and Leia, are they both doing well? Yeah, Mom, everyone is doing fine and healthy here. There's nothing to worry about. Why even ask something like that? Why? What do you mean, why? Because those two are also part of the family, aren't they? You think I wouldn't ask after my own grandchildren? After all, it's been a whole 6 months since I last saw you all. Has that much time really passed since we were last over there? I guess I must have forgotten. I know that you remember, Tiffany. How could you not remember the last time you were here? I mean, that was around the time when you announced that you were getting divorced. Are you telling me that you really don't remember that at all? I don't know what you want me to say, Mom. I've been really busy ever since the divorce, if you must know. Well, I assumed that you would be, but are you okay, Tiffany? Like, really okay? Are you sending the kids to school? No problems picking them up afterwards either? I am telling you that we are all fine and happy and healthy over here, okay? You are just being a worrywart. Everything is fine, okay? So just drop it. Well, I mean, you say all of that, but are you really telling me that you're able to handle working, taking care of the kids, and running the house? After all, I know that the kids are still quite young, and I just hope that you're not doing too much and overstretching yourself. And what if I am? What business is it of yours? Are you trying to tell me that I shouldn't have gotten divorced? I'm not saying that at all, sweetie. I just want to make sure that you're remembering to take care of yourself as well. You really are persistent, do you know that? I really hate that about you, Mom. Do you have any idea how tired I am after a day of work? And then I have to come home and put up with this interrogation from you. I'm sorry if you feel that I'm prying too much. I just wanted to check in on you all. I don't really think there's any need to take that kind of tone with me or use that kind of language. Are you kidding me, Mom? I'm not some little kid, and I only said that you were being persistent. Right, of course. Well, anyways, I just wanted to check in since you're divorced. But I'm glad to hear that everyone is doing so well, including yourself. It's only been 6 months since I was even there, Mom. Of course we're all doing fine. What would change in that short of a time span? Were you actually that worried about us? I mean, I was a bit worried, yes. It's just that it had been so long since I heard from you is all. I was just really missing you all and wanted to make sure that you were all doing well. Well, like I said, I'm not a child anymore. I've had children. I'm divorced. I'm very much an adult, okay? Of course I know that, sweetie, but you're still always going to be my daughter. And I just want you to know that you can always come to me with any problems if you have them. Okay, fine. If you really mean that, then you can increase the amount of money that you send to me every month. Tiffany, you know that we've talked about this. I told you that that's the one thing I can't do. So you're just too cheap to want to help out your daughter where it counts? Is that what I'm understanding? I'm not cheap or any of that. It's just I can't help you financially. But if there's anything that I can do that doesn't involve money, I'm more than happy to help. So please, don't ever hesitate to come and ask me for help, all right? Yeah, totally. I'll be sure to ask you if there's ever anything that you can do for me. Anyways, I have to get up for work early tomorrow. You have a good night. Hey there, Tiffany. I just wanted to let you know that I sent this month's money to you. Would you mind checking to see if it made it? Oh, thank you so much, Mom. This money is really going to help. I appreciate it. Yes, of course. It really is my pleasure. Although I must say, you only ever seem to be this happy talking to me when it's about money. Otherwise, it's difficult enough to even get a response from you when I send anything. Oh, come on, Mom. Do we really have to start this? You know, if you keep complaining like this, you're only going to get more wrinkles. Aren't you so sweet for being so concerned about your mother like that? But I'm not messaging you to talk about that. What do you mean? Is there something else that you wanted to talk to me about besides the money that you send me every month? Of course there's other things to talk about, Tiffany. Honestly, is this any way to talk to your mother? Okay, I'm sorry. What is it? What do you want to talk to me about? Well, I heard that you deleted your ex-husband George's number from Timmy's phone. Oh, you want to talk to me about that? Yeah, I guess I did that. I probably did it right after the divorce was finalized, but what do you want to know about that? Well, I actually reached out to Timmy to ask if he knew how to contact his dad since I didn't have his number. But then he told me that you erased his number from his phone. Why would you go and do something like that? What do you mean, Mom? Why wouldn't I go and do something like that? I don't understand what you mean by that, Tiffany. Well, the thing is that the two of us are now divorced. And I have custody of the kids, so why would I let my kids keep his contact information? It's not that I don't understand where it is that you're coming from, but at the end of the day, George is still the father of your children. Don't you think maybe you should have let your kids keep his numbers in their phones? No way! That would be taking things way too far if you ask me. I mean, what if he started talking to them in secret? Well, I don't think it would have to be a secret, but it only makes sense for a child to be talking with both parents. Is this really all you wanted to talk to me about? Because if so, then I would really appreciate if you could leave my family business for me to decide. I mean, are you telling me that hearing about what I did actually made you so upset that you had to talk to me like this about it? I mean, I wouldn't say that it made me upset or anything like that, but I just think that your children have a right to know their father, and if one of them says that they want to talk to him, then he should be able to. Oh, just give me a break already, Mom. I know that you think that would work, but it just wouldn't. You know, this is why I really can't stand you sometimes. But let's get something clear. I hate George, and that's why I don't let him contact me or my kids anymore, okay? Tiffany, you're not telling your kids all kinds of negative things about their father, are you? And so what if I am? Are you going to tell me how that's wrong of me to do as well? I mean, yes, kind of. He is the father of your kids, so if not for your own sake, then at least for the kids' sakes, just let their father be. You really think that I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to taking care of my own kids, Mom? I'm just saying that maybe you don't need to be insulting or bad-mouthing George when you're around the kids. Why try and spoil the image they have of their father? You two are already divorced, so I really don't see why it should be a goal of yours to try and turn your children against him. I really don't see what the problem with that is at all. That makes total sense to me, honestly. Tiffany, don't you think that this is a problem that should stay between you and George and not have to involve your kids? In fact, as far as I can remember, George has always tried his best to be a really good father for the children. So why not let them just develop their own relationship with him? What are you trying to get at here, huh, Mom? I mean, what do you think that you're going to accomplish talking to me like this? All I'm asking you to do is not to insult the father of your children to their faces when he really hasn't done anything. I mean, he pays for child support and everything, right? And he's making sure to see the kids once a month as well. I think that says a lot about him. So why try and tear him down for the kids? Look, all I'm saying is that I don't want George talking to the kids when I don't know about it, okay? I'm just saying that I really don't think one parent should be trying to set their children against the other. It's just not right. I'm not saying that I don't understand your feelings towards George, but I just think that you should consider more of the effect this might have on your children growing up. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah, I understand just fine. Thank you very much. I really don't think that you understand at all, if that's all you have to say on the matter. I'm telling you that I really don't think it's good for the children. Maybe if this really upsets you this much, you could just try talking to Timmy about what's going on a little more. What do you mean? Why in the world should I have to talk to him about what's going on? Well, I mean, you can probably imagine that the kids are missing their father and aren't sure about what's going to happen in the future. But I think if you sit him down and talk to him in a mature way, that you two might be able to come to more of an understanding. Oh yeah? Well, I wish I had the time to do something like that, but thank you so much for telling me this about Timmy. Anyways, I'm getting back to work now. We'll talk later.
Hey, Grandma, are you there? Are you awake right now?
Oh my, if it isn't Timmy! What in the world are you doing up this early in the morning? I mean, do you have any idea what time it is right now?
I know, but it's just, I accidentally burned myself and it really, really hurts, Grandma. I tried putting some cream on it, but it still really hurts. I don't know what I should do to make it stop.
You burnt yourself? What do you mean? Where are you right now? Were you touching something hot?
Well, I woke up early because I had to make some lunch for my little sister since she's going on a field trip today. But then I was boiling water and accidentally touched the hot pot.
Oh no! I'm so sorry that happened to you, Timmy, but why are you telling this to me? You should go and tell your mom about this.
I can't. I have to do this all by myself since my mom isn't at home. She hasn't been for a while.
Wait, what? What do you mean your mom hasn't been home in a while? Where has she been?
I can't tell you, Grandma. I'm sorry, but I just can't.
What do you mean? What can't you tell me? You can't tell me where it is that your mom's been going this whole time? What is going on over there?
It's just that my mom told me that I wasn't allowed to talk to you about this. She said that I wasn't allowed to tell you no matter what. I'm really, really sorry, Grandma.
Timmy, I want you to tell me what's happening. I know that your mom told you not to, but if she gets mad, then I will tell her that I made you do it. Nothing is going to happen to you if you tell me about what is going on.
Are you sure about this? You really think I won't get into trouble with my mom?
Trust me, I will tell your mom that it was all my fault. So please, just tell me what's happening. How long ago did your mom leave the house?
Well, I think she left the house around the same time that Daddy left the house. At first, she would only come back to do things for my sister.
You mean she would only come back home to take Leia to and from her preschool?
Yeah, stuff like that mostly. But then, after they got back home, Mom would go and I would be in charge of all the cooking and stuff like that.
I had no idea about any of this. So you've been taking care of yourself and your little sister all by yourself this whole time?
That's right. It's been really tough, but okay up until now. After all, I have to be a good older brother.
Oh, Timmy, you really are such a sweet little boy. Hold on just a second. I'm getting some messages and I'll get right back to you.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Is someone calling you right now?
Yes, actually, it's your dad. He's trying to reach me right now. I'm so sorry to ask this suddenly, but who do you prefer, your mom or your dad?
You want to know which parent I like best? Why would you want to know something like that?
Well, I was just thinking about our conversation about how your mom erased his number from your phone. But ever since then, it sounds like your mom hasn't even been home.
Yeah, that is true.
So, tell me, Timmy, why didn't you try to get in contact with your dad so that you could ask him for help?
Well, I thought that he might want to come and help us. Even Leah has been saying she wants to be with Dad.
I see. So then it sounds like you might want to be with your dad a little more than your mom, is that right?
I guess so. I don't think I'm supposed to be saying this, but it's really true.
I see. Well, okay. I think I know what I need to do.
What do you mean, Grandma? What are you gonna do?
Don't worry. You and your sister are going to be just fine. Just wait a little longer and I'll come get you both soon. And when I get there, I'll take a look at those burns and make you both some lunch.
Okay, Grandma. I'll just wait here for you then. Thank you for coming to help us.
Tiffany, where are you right now? Mom, do you have any idea at all what time it is right now? Why have you been pestering me so much lately? That's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I asked you where you are right now. What is your deal? I'm at home like I always am at this time of night. Did you really even need to ask me? Don't you lie to me. I know that isn't true, Tiffany. What are you talking about? You really think that I'm lying to you about being home at 10 at night? Of course I do. After all, you're still not back home yet. I'm sorry, Mom, but I really have no idea what any of this is about at all. Just what makes you say that when you're not even with me to know that? Well, it's just I would think that if you were really at home, then you wouldn't be acting as calmly as you are right now. After all, haven't you noticed that neither of your children are at home? I just thought you'd be a bit more worried about that. I don't know, I would think that a good mother would be frantically searching for her children. What are you talking about? My children aren't at home? What makes you say something like that? I guess you really don't have any idea what I'm talking about at all, do you? I don't know what's going on here, but I want to know what you mean when you say that my children aren't at home right now. Oh, don't you worry, the children are safe and sound with me. We're all at George's house right now. But, what is happening? Why are you all with George right now? This doesn't make any sense. Well, we're all here because he's going to look after the kids, especially since you weren't doing any of that. I'm just here to drop them off and make sure that everyone is feeling okay. Hold on a second. Did you talk to Timmy? What did he tell you? Why do you ask that? Was there something that he wasn't supposed to tell me? Honestly, what kind of mother just leaves her children all alone like you did? What's the matter with you? I knew it. I knew that little brat wouldn't be able to keep his trap shut, even after I told him that he better not say a word of this to you. I would be less concerned with what your son told me and more concerned about what's going to happen to you. I mean, did you really leave your children all alone just so that you could go and see some new man? You really ought to be ashamed of yourself. What are you even talking about? How dare you say that about me when you don't have any proof of what you're talking about at all? Oh, you want proof? That's the one thing I have plenty of. In fact, don't you think it's strange that I'm with George when I don't have his number either? Yeah, actually, what is up with that? I didn't even give him our new address when we moved. Well, the thing is that George caught on to how you were isolating him from his kids quite quickly. And when you wouldn't respond to any of his messages, he started to get worried and did some investigating. Wait, what? Are you telling me that my ex-husband has been stalking me since we got divorced? I wouldn't call it stalking, but yes, for the past 6 months, he's been keeping an eye on you and the children. Why? Is he going to try and take custody of the children from me? Is that what all of this is about? I haven't done anything wrong at all. You really have some nerve saying that when you've been caught red-handed like this. I'm just sick of dealing with you, Tiffany. But thankfully, I won't have to anymore. George says that he is going to do what it takes to protect the children. So I suppose you'll be hearing from his lawyers soon. But after all this, I never want anything to do with you ever again. Wait, Mom, I still don't understand what's happening. Am I going to lose the kids? Please, I didn't mean for things to happen like this. Hello? Mom, are you still there? After that, George hired a lawyer and had them start to relitigate the custody of their children. George handed over all the evidence that he had gathered of Tiffany's parental neglect. Although the court raised its eyebrow at George's dubious information gathering, the evidence made it clear that Tiffany was not suited to raise her children, and custody was given to George. Now, Tiffany is the one having to pay George child support while he takes care of the children. I go over to visit them often, and they seem much happier with their father. As for Tiffany, I kept my word and haven't spoken to her since that day. I hope one day that there's no more need to avoid her, but for now I'm concentrated on making sure my grandchildren grow up safe and happy. Of course, I didn't want things to end this way between my daughter and I, but Tiffany refused to even think that she could be in the wrong, and until that changes, I'm afraid that her situation never will. All I can do is hope. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Did you see Emma off?
Yup. I drove her and Ashley to the stadium.
Oh, Ashley was with her. It'd be nice if they can get in the top 8. Our kids are in a bit of a slump recently.
It looked like Emma was in poor condition too. She looked gloomy the whole time that we were driving and barely said a word.
What? Even Emma? But she's always so happy. Ashley too looks like she's worried about something. Something might have happened at school.
I mean, they are teenagers, I guess. Maybe it's something us adults won't understand.
They used to talk to us about anything, remember? Guess it's a part of growing up.
They were in elementary school when they started tennis, right? High schoolers keep things from their parents all the time. That must be what's happening.
I guess that's true. I remember I was like that back in high school. You worry about every little thing when you're a teen. But I kind of thought that our kids were the type to be open about things to their parents. I mean, they even asked me for relationship advice.
It doesn't matter how close you are with your mom. There are just some things that are hard to talk about precisely because they're family. She's probably talked about whatever's worrying her with her friends.
I guess. Our daughter has Ashley to talk to, right?
Right. Ashley will help her get through whatever this is. Those two have been best friends for ages, after all.
That reminds me, I haven't met Ashley's parents for a while now. I've been so busy with work recently that I haven't been able to go to any of their games. It's always you who drives them to their games as well. I wonder if they're well.
I met Ashley's mother just yesterday. Ashley's father and I sometimes meet after games. Both of them seemed alright to me.
Where did you meet Ashley's mother?
At their house. I had a bunch of tennis balls piled up in the back of the car.
Oh, so you got it to them.
Yep, we share the balls with Ashley.
But isn't it a hassle having to go over all the time? Shouldn't we just buy our own balls?
You know how much a box of tennis balls cost? I really don't mind sharing at all. I'll just drive to their house whenever they need to use them.
I see. Well, I'll leave it to you, I guess. Tell me when you need to get the balls to their house. I want to give them some apples.
Your parents sent you another bundle?
Yep. Ashley's family says that they love apples I send them. Why not invite Ashley's mom to dinner while you're at it?
Got it. I'll tell her.
I just bumped into Ashley's father. I haven't seen him in so long.
What? Where?
At the supermarket. We stood there talking for like 30 minutes.
Really?
I heard this from Ashley's father, but he said that you often disappear after sending the kids to the game. And here I thought you watched the games.
What? I don't follow.
You drive the kids to practice and stuff, right?
Yes, and?
I thought that you stayed and cheered them on, but apparently you always just disappear somewhere, just to come back to take the kids home. Where do you go?
Oh, you know, shopping and stuff. You know there's things I want to do on my days off too, right?
Even in the middle of the game? You seriously just go off shopping and not watch your kids' game? You really should cheer them on.
I thought that they would get nervous if I was there watching, you see. And then Ashley are in a bit of a slump recently, right? I thought they'd be able to relax more if I wasn't there watching.
But isn't it better if you cheer them on? Having your family cheer you on is great emotional support.
But apparently she can't concentrate if I'm there.
Really?
She is a teenager after all. It's probably embarrassing having her dad watch her.
I see. Ashley's mother said the same thing apparently.
Really?
Yep, that's the same reason why Ashley's mother disappears during games too. Apparently she just leaves Ashley and her husband behind and goes off somewhere. Although she comes back by the end of the game apparently.
Oh, really? She must be thinking the same thing as me.
Isn't it kind of cold though? Why not just stay and watch the game?
I mean, she probably thinks that there's no reason for both parents to be there. Maybe she wants to leave the cheering to Ashley's dad so she could go home and do some housework.
But apparently she goes home even if Ashley's dad isn't there to stay.
Yeah, but that's because she wants Ashley to be able to focus on the game, right?
I guess so. I myself can't understand it though.
Me and Ashley's mom are the type who wants to cheer from afar. You and Ashley's dad are the type who want to cheer right up front. We just think differently, you see?
Wow, I guess even married couples can have such different views. I wonder if it's the same for everyone else.
Probably.
Apparently Ashley's parents don't spend much time with each other recently. Ashley's dad said how he was kind of lonely. Now that I think about it, it's the same with us too, isn't it?
Really?
It feels like our schedules are always just slightly off. Ashley's dad said it was the same for him. He said something like, I guess this is what happens to couples who have known each other for years. They kind of just get bored with each other, probably.
Don't say things like that. I guess it's true we don't spend as much time together as we used to. But it's not like we don't get along anymore, right?
I guess you're right. You know what? Let's go and cheer together at the next match. Ashley's mother should come too. We should all be there and cheer to the end at least once in a while.
I hate it if it distracts the kids, though.
I understand that they're teenagers and all, but wouldn't it be nice if we went at least once in a while?
I guess so. See you later.
Emma, are you still at practice? Aren't you kind of late? Come home soon, alright?
Good evening, Mrs. Clark. This is Ashley.
Oh, hello, Ashley. What's the matter?
I'm borrowing Emma's smartphone. You see, there's something I wanted to talk about.
What is it?
To be honest, I wasn't sure whether I should talk to you about this or not. But it's been on my mind for a while now. It's been such a burden that I can't even focus on tennis anymore, end up losing my games. I decided that something had to be done about it. Which is why I'll tell you.
Is this the reason you two have been so down recently?
Yes. Emma and I have already discussed what we should do over and over. We thought it would cause huge trouble if we talked, which is why we kept quiet for so long.
Emma knows about this too? Is this why she's also so down?
Yes, but it's not something that the two of us can solve on our own.
So you needed the help of an adult, I see.
Well, actually, it's something to do with you guys.
About us?
I saw my mother and your husband enter a hotel together.
What?
The two of them were holding hands and looked like some sort of couple.
Well, there are many kinds of hotel. What kind of hotel did you see them walk into?
You know, one of those hotels where couples go off and have sex.
But that's... Are you sure you saw correctly? Maybe you saw someone else.
That's impossible. I took a picture, you see. I'll send it to you.
I see. When did you see this happen?
2 months back, but I suspected something before that. Mom would often disappear during matches.
I've heard that. Apparently she thinks that you won't be able to concentrate if she's there.
What? That's clearly just a lie. I never told her anything about me not being able to concentrate. She's cheating with Emma's dad every time she disappears. Emma's dad disappears too, doesn't he?
Yes, but...
Emma's dad also sometimes comes to her house, apparently.
He gives you the tennis balls, right?
Yeah, but there's no way that's the only thing he comes to do.
What? How do you know? You aren't there to see, right?
I took a peek at Mom's phone. It looks like she's been texting Emma's dad frequently. The two were talking about when they should meet in secret.
So what you're saying is, whenever my husband disappeared during matches or went over to your house to have the balls delivered, he was actually cheating on me with your mom?
Exactly.
Was it an accident when you saw them go into a hotel? What is a high schooler doing at such a place?
I was following Mom, hoping I could get some proof. I knew when and where they would meet from their text messages.
You did all that?
You'll have to believe me if I have evidence, won't you?
I guess.
I'm going to talk about this with my dad as well. So I thought I should tell you too.
So that's why you two didn't say anything to us for so long. Oh, it must have been hard.
Yes, it was.
You thought that if you told us, our families would fall apart.
I was worried that you and my dad would take it difficultly. But I couldn't hold it any longer. Can't look at my mom and Emma's dad in the same way anymore. Just looking at their faces makes me feel disgusted.
That's an obvious reaction. Can't believe I didn't notice and had to be told about it by you children. Sorry for being so useless.
It's not you or my dad's fault. It's theirs. Please go and teach them a lesson.
Why were you in such a bad mood this morning? Did something happen? You and Emma have been like this since yesterday night. Did I do something wrong?
Why don't you be honest with yourself and think about it?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You went to Ashley's house again today, right?
Yeah, to go get the balls. What about it?
You didn't just go for the tennis balls, did you?
Just what exactly are you talking about?
Then I'll explain it to you carefully. You're cheating on me with Ashley's mother, aren't you?
What? I never guessed that's what you were gonna say.
I got proof. A picture of you and Ashley's mother going to a hotel, to be exact.
A picture?
I don't want to hear your excuses. I've already talked about it with Ashley's dad and the kids. We needed to decide what to do about you two.
What, the four of you are together now?
That's right. We gathered while you and Ashley's mom were going off somewhere.
Why'd you have to involve the kids? They didn't need to hear about this. Don't involve them.
The kids were the ones who found about you two.
What?
They're the ones who took the picture as well.
The kids saw us?
Yes, and they asked us to do something about it. Give those two what they deserve, they said.
My mother's there, right?
Ashley?
Please tell her that my dad is divorcing her and that I don't need a disgusting mother like her.
Divorce?
It looks like Ashley's dad is more angry than he is shocked. He'll probably do it if Ashley tells him to. I'm also considering a divorce, by the way.
You want a divorce too? Hold on, let's talk about this first.
I told you I'm still thinking about what to do.
Don't do it!
My own husband cheated on me with a friend of mine. Your daughter and I are deeply hurt and angry with you. We'd beat you two up if only we could.
If you want to beat me up, then do it. Just don't divorce me.
Why shouldn't I?
Because I don't want to get divorced.
Then you shouldn't have cheated in the first place. Did you expect I would just forgive you and forget about it? If I found out?
I'll do anything. Just please don't divorce me.
Should I tell you what your own daughter is calling you? A disgusting piece of garbage. I don't even want to breathe the same air as him, let alone live with him. That's not my father, she said.
She said all that?
She's a teenager after all. Not to mention the woman her father was cheating with happened to be her friend's mother. It must have been quite a shock when she found out.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't get enough of the thrill. I knew in my head that I shouldn't be doing it, but I couldn't help myself.
What? You must be an idiot if you think saying that is going to help things. What do you mean I just couldn't get enough of the thrill? You really are a disgusting piece of garbage. Don't think that things can just go back to normal, will you? After that, Ashley's parents talked about what to do and decided that they would get a divorce. Ashley's mom was forced to pay a fine and was kicked out of the house without a word. Us, on the other hand, didn't immediately get divorced. My husband is always trying to win our trust back, but we basically just ignored him. Instead of a fine, I decided to limit the money he gets to spend. I'm the one who decides how much money he gets now. I'll use the money I can save doing this for our daughter's education. Apparently, being ignored by his wife and daughter was so stressful that he started to go bald after 1 year. Emma was mad that I didn't just immediately divorce him, but I managed to convince her that we needed the money he provided. It's not that we won't get divorced. We will, just after Emma graduates high school. We're no longer a family, but me and my daughter still get along. Not only did those two destroy our families, but they also almost caused Emma and Ashley to fall apart. I'm still not able to forgive him.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.